We are asked to simplify the expression and give us this expression of 8z plus 5 times parentheses 6 plus z plus 20. So before we jump into this problem, let me explain to you what an expression actually is. So an expression is just a combination of some letters and some variables. The big difference between an expression and an equation is, if you'll notice, an expression does not have an equal sign, so the most that we can do is simplify it. Guys, we cannot solve an expression, so we don't want to end up with an answer that says z equals something. That's not what we're looking for. We just want to clean this up. So let's talk about first, if we look at this particular problem, we've got this 5 with this parentheses. Guys, we don't want to start these problems with parentheses, so let's clean it up before we start. So with this 5 out front, I actually need to go through and distribute out the 5 because it's in parentheses. Now notice, it only gets distributed to what's in parentheses, nothing else. So if I distribute out my 5, I'm still left with the 8z. Well, a positive 5 times a 6 is going to give me a positive 30. A positive 5 times a positive z is going to give me a positive 5z. And then, of course, I'm going to bring down my 20. So we've cleaned up the parentheses. There's no more parentheses. But I still have this situation where I've got some z's and I've got some numbers. So let's talk about this idea of like terms. Like terms are things that have the same variables and exponents. Now, I see the 8z and the 5z, and this is kind of the way I explain it. If I was to have 4 apples and you were to have 5 oranges, I couldn't take your 5 oranges, put them with my 4 apples, and look at you and say I've got 9 apples, because I don't. It's a mixture of apples and oranges. Same thing. You couldn't take my 4 apples, put them with your 5 oranges, and tell me that you have 9 oranges, because you don't. So that's what like terms boils down to. We want to get our apples together with our apples and our oranges together with our oranges. So if I look at my 8z here, we'll call that an apple. Do I have any other z's? Well, yeah, I've got this 5z. That's another apple. So what's 8z plus 5z? And notice I'm taking the operation in front of it with it. So 8z plus 5z is going to give me a total of 13z. So I've got 13 z's all together. Well, I've got some other stuff going on here. I also have 30 oranges and 20 oranges. So those two things are the same thing. So 30 plus 20 is going to give me a plus 50. And then, of course, I can't do anything else with this because 13z plus 50 are two different things. It's apples and oranges. We can't put them together. So I'm going to leave my answer as is. It's 13z plus 50.